Greg Perry, the fans are full of optimism.
Well, the seeds have been planted in the offseason, Kevin. What's about to bloom for these franchises as the year goes on? I mean, lots of movement around the league, but it's about the growth of your favorite team and watching these storylines play out as teams march towards the playoffs. A long ways away, but tonight's where it starts.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Rizachet and Johnson. Daniels out there with Young. And it's Okongwu in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Ball slams it in.
Get up, LaMelo. These Ball brothers can fly.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee. Now, I talked with him about the challenges of guarding someone like Trae Young. Coach said, as soon as he crosses half court, you got to be on him. I told our guys, no separation. Of course, this defense will have to be very aggressive if they hope to stop Trae. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, thanks. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
A slow start for Atlanta in this one. 6-point game. Okongwu with a screen on Ball. Johnson in the corner. Down low. The kick out to Young. Back to Okongwu. Stolen by Ball. And Miller throws it down hard.
And what an incredible talent Miller is. What a ferocious finish there.
And Young, here we go. Pass to Daniels. To halt the run. Young looking around. Drops in the layup for 2.
Great job by Young there, not settling for a jumper and getting that ball close in.
Hornets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Ball against Okongwu. Williams sets a screen for Miller. Floats it up for Williams. That shot off.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Daniels, no good. Charlotte leading by 6. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And Ball gets it to go on the assist from Bridges. Ball's got 8 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Johnson finds Young.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Trae Young showing off his finishing ability on the inside.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. I mean, you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
The Hawks trail by 5. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Ball against Johnson. To the middle. Here's Rizachet. 5 to shoot. Johnson kicks to Okongwu. They turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Charlotte leading by 5. Ball up top. Covered by Okongwu. And it's LaMelo Ball with the 3. 11 points in the game.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Here's Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Great lift off the floor. Johnson is electric.
55 seconds left in the first. And Ball slams it in.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Okongwu with a screen on Ball. Stolen by Ball. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And Miller throws it down hard.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
And so it's Atlanta with it, following the bucket by the Hornets. Pass to Okongwu. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And this kid, Ricochet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
Outside, Ball. Yes, that goes in. Ball's got 15.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
LaMelo Ball getting it done for Charlotte. What an amazing... And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Hornets.
A huge part of their offense, pushing the ball. Looking for fast break opportunities, always a good idea.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Nurkic is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie in at the 3. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. Ricochet wide open. Off target from three-point range. And that one is hammered home.
Sprinting out there on the break, Okogie's cashing in.
Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Bridges sets the screen for Ball. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
From deep, Johnson. That one doesn't go. Hornets leading by 13. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Let's take a moment to look at the 2K leaderboard and see last year's high-scoring teams. Number 5, the Hawks.
I just loved how this team attacked their opponents. You could see their confidence grow as the year went on, and the points really started to pile up.
Nurkic getting up there and waiting that rim.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Here's Okogie. Bridges outside. Takes a 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. The Hawks trail by 15. Daniels from outside. Hits it from three-point range. Daniels has got himself on the board with 3 there.
It's so important that Daniels keeps taking and making these shots. It'll increase his confidence.
Miller, the pass to Ball. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Young. Hornets with the rebound.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but like plenty of room.
Okogie inside the three-point line. Misses the jumper.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
He was all alone on that one. Johnson's got 5 now.
And this is why the coaching staff just continues to encourage Jalen Johnson. Dynamite off the catch.
Miller, no up. The Hawks trail by 11. Daniels with it. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Daniels kicks to Okongwu. Now here's Johnson. He's got 5. And that one is off. Great D that time from Nurkic. Outside ball. And Ball slams it in.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
Johnson surveying the floor. And he drives in. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Now Ball. 19 points in the game. Bridges a screen on Okongwu. Bridges outside. 6 to shoot. Pass to Miller. Over Daniels. Miller, no up.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And that one drops.
Possessing good size and impressive versatility. The rookie, Ricochet, looking comfortable operating inside.
Outside ball. Into the lane. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets heading to the bench with a 7-point. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
When I look at Atlanta, they don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road, kind of like Kenny storming into the kitchen and trying to take all my barbecue chicken.
That's because you're in my building, and I'm eating all the barbecue chicken, big fella.
And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Atlanta Hawks.
To me,
and that about wraps it up.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
This is why the best athletes in the world play this game. If he finds a hole, he rips through and throws it down.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. They've got Karis LeVert. Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Wallace, and it's Man in at the small forward. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Bridges against Wallace. Back to Man. Kick by Bridges. Man gets the bucket. Man's got his first points of the night.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
He takes it in. Man gets the bucket.
How about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Down by 12. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Miller against LeVert. There's the triple. Bridges with the board.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Driving the lane. Here's Okogie. He has 5. Out to the wing. The 3. Good on the triple. Okogie's got 6 here in this quarter.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
LeVert against Miller. And it's LeVert missing.
Yeah, starting the half here 1 for 5, and the offense might need an ironing out.
Bridges a screen on Wallace. Williams passes to Mann. Floats it up for Williams. He had stolen by Capella. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Pass to LeVert. That one falls.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Out to Bridges. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. Bridges has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the league recalibrated its emphasis on fouling during last season. Commissioner Adam Silver said there was a sense that offensive players had too much of an advantage. So an adjustment was made. The fans want great offense, but they want players to be allowed to play defense as well. I think that's what we're seeing. Kevin, it's a welcome change.
Welcome indeed. No doubt about it, D.A.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
LeVert the pass to Niang. That shot no good. Here are the Hornets with the ball. They're on a 17-4 run. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Mark Williams. Grant Williams comes in for Bridges. And Smith subbed in for Josh Okogie. Out to Smith. And there's the drive. Second chance shot. Back to Mann. Pass to Williams. Smith outside. Nurkic setting the pick for Smith. Floats it up there for Nurkic. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Atlanta's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Young from outside. Atlanta again missing. Here's Charlotte. They're on a 19-4 run. Nurkic against Johnson. Nurkic dishes to Williams. Nurkic setting the pick for Williams. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Young with the steal. It'll count. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets cruising into the quarter break with a... How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Ball, also Green out there, and it's Williams at power forward. So that's the Hornets 5. Ball with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Here's Diabate. They kick it out to Green. Clock at 6. Outside Williams from deep, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. And for a second violation. And Greg, everyone loves talking trades. Future first-round picks have been moved quite a bit of late, and that's been kind of interesting.
And Kevin, a lot of teams that don't control any of their future first-round picks. With so much pressure to win now, GMs are willing to use draft assets.
Ball with the bucket.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
Riza with it. Atlanta again missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And Ball slams it in.
And there's never been a question about LaMelo's handles. There's a lot he can do with the ball in his hands.
And Young, here we go. Count that one.
He's not the reason that they're trailing in this one. He's been on his game. It's a few of the other guys that need to pick it up.
Ball against Okongwu. Left side, Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Charlotte's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Driving to the basket. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ball's got 8 points in the quarter.
A magician put the ball in his hands. LaMelo making it look easy.
And always a bit of risk on those long passes. Lucky the D couldn't come up with it there.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Young. Pass to Okongwu. Young up top. Back to Daniels. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
The drive-by Ball, and Ball slams it in.
And there's that athleticism. Man, does Ball get up fast for that one.
Here's Young. Rebounded by Moore. For Charlotte, they've gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. Ball. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
For 3, and there's Okongwu. That's good on the assist by Young.
And Trae Young playing floor general here. So good and so quick at finding the open man.
Pass to Jeffries. And there's 1:45 left to play in the final quarter. From deep three-point land, the shot by Okongwu, no good. Ball against Young. And it's Miller penetrating, uses the glass to finish the layup.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Hornets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for LaMelo Ball.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Incredible reverse throwdown, excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Plays it up and banks it in.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Young against Ball. Bridges outside. Down low, 6 on the shot clock. Ball against Okongwu. Ball with the bucket.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on. And that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. And the out.
with you as well, B.A. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Grady Dick out there with Emmanuel Quickly, and it's Ingram in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Quickly. The Hornets making their last shot. Ingram up top. Inside, Barnes. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Ingram.
Yeah, exceptional job. Barnes just diving towards the open area off the pick.
Ball against Barnes. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Back to Ball. Lets it go from deep. Pirtle grabs a miss.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Barnes, no good.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
And it's Bridges with the jam.
That athletic ability gets Bridges to the rim there. He almost totally shrugged off the defense.
Quickly against Ball. This one for 3. And Emmanuel Quickly hits from deep.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Ball outside. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
Hanging tough. Ball does not let the foul stop him completely.
The first free throw is good. And the creative LaMelo Ball. Anytime he touches the rock, Clark, you expect a highlight reel play. How fun is he?
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. He's so uber creative, and he's got a flash and a flair to his game, but he's highly skilled and fundamentally sound, too. That's the one part that sometimes can be lost amidst all the flash, but he's a fun guy to watch hoop, that's for sure.
Here's Ball. Puts up a 3. Okogie, the pass to Ball. Screen by Bridges. Here's Miller. Back to Ball. 3-pointer. Fires in the triple. Ball's got 7 points in the game.
You know, if LaMelo shoots it at a high clip from deep, man, oh man, I don't know how anybody's going to guard it.
Quickly deciding where to go with it. To the middle. Here's Barnes. Count that one. Barnes has got his second bucket on the night.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it. And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now here's Bridges. Last game, 26 points for him.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Here's Quickly. Here he goes. That one's good. And it's Barnes for the assist. 7 points in the game.
Yeah, passing is a real skill of Barnes. He will make smart choices with the ball.
Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And here in the first quarter, a little over 3.5 minutes played. Ball against Quickly. Outside Barnes. The 3-ball.
This is exactly where length and instinct combine to provide a stop. Ball doing it nicely at the defensive end.
Bridges, a screen on Pirtle. Williams passes to Miller. Shot clock at 6. Here's Okogie, guarded by Quickly.
If he's got a path to the rack, it's going to be a strong throwdown for Okogie every time. I mean, he doesn't mess around when he gets in tight. He's banging.
Inside. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 4 from deep. And it's Ball off the drive. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one on Barnes. And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage at his position, Grant?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons.
Now here's Quickly. He has 7. Fires, high post. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall. You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Back to Okogie. Out of bounds. It'll be Toronto's ball. Quickly from outside. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Charlotte on top, up 3. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Hornets.
I really like how they're knifing inside with confidence, exploiting any openings they see in the defense, taking advantage. And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on, not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Okogie in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hornets. Barnes against Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Ball showing a lot of effervescence on the offensive end, and it's probably infectious for the rest of his squad.
Knocks it loose. Miller with it, picked up by Dick. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Oh, that's impactful defense right there. Finding a steal and instantly turning it into offense.
And it's Quickly with a miss. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. 5-point lead, biggest of the game. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Miller.
11th in free throw shooting. And one of the problems they had, stretching out the D. They didn't have the shooters. They were impatient. It's something they vowed to fix going forward.
Robinson, he's checked in for Pirtle. Barnes with a screen on Ball. The 3 from Quickly. Hornets with the rebound. Williams has got 5 rebounds in the game. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Ball against Quickly. Shot clock at 5. And Ball throws it down.
Ball exploding off the floor for a big slam. The young fella's got some pretty good hops on it.
Robinson, a screen on Ball. The 3 from Quickly. Robinson passes to Barnes. Here's Quickly. Outside Dick. Screen by Robinson. Outside for Ingram. Drills it from deep. Ingram's got 5. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes a legal guarding position would help players and officials.
It's stolen by Barnes. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you. Launches a 3. They get it back. Quickly outside. Outside Barnes. 4 on the clock. And here's Ingram from the arc. Drains the triple. Ingram's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Pass to Miller. The 3 from Ball. Yes, sir! Ball hits a triple.
Adds to their lead. They've been able to rely on him all night.
Quickly outside. Looking to end this cold spell. And he lays it in. 9 points in the game.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish. You know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot. And there's the athletic grace of LaMelo Ball. Poetic.
Ingram with a screen on Bridges. Here's Barnes. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
And in recent seasons, Grant, almost no team's been hit by the injury bug as much as the Hornets.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, you wonder what they could have done if they'd stayed healthy. They built the team around key players, and those guys have just missed a lot of time. And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys. They need everyone clicking here. Unfortunately, his game has gone the other direction.
Here's Miller. From down in the low post, it goes. Now it's a 6-point Charlotte lead.
Rising to meet the challenge of that interior defense. What a play by Miller. He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Nurkic. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Quickly. Lays it up and banks it in. Quickly's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
Out of bounds, the Raptors will take it. So both teams changing it up here. Nine seconds left in the second period. 4 seconds left, and out of bounds. Charlotte will have it. 5 ticks left in the second period. Here's Mann. Sinks the tray. Mann's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Robinson. LaMelo Ball getting it done for the Charlotte Hornets. He's been effective on offense, racking up 21 points so far in this contest. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Attention to center court.
They're moving well on offense. Great teamwork. Maybe not as strong as our teamwork, but whose is?
How about your old Lakers? All right, fellas. Let's now take a look at what... Glad you could join us.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. You look at LaMelo Ball in this game. He's been everywhere.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him. Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
Checking out the group for Darko Rajakovic to start the second half. Walter out there with R.J. Barrett. Then it's Chris Boucher, and it's Abaji in at the 3. And always interesting to look back at last season. These were the NBA's best transition teams. Toronto, number 1.
If this team had a chance to push it last season, they did. The best fast break team in the league.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Charlotte leading by 5. Outside man.
Raptors foul.
Curry, he's checked in for man. And Toronto also making a switch. Lawson's checked in.
Substitution on the court.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
First and fast break points, and they caused a lot of headaches with their on-ball defense. They cracked the top 10 in team steals. More than a few games changed because of their aggressive D.
And with that #1 rank in fast break points, this was a team that played with urgency. They used their speed every chance they got. They love to push it. Charlotte has gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Ooh, nice shot by Miller.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
And the Hornets making a change here. Diabate's checked in. Barrett can't hit. The Hornets with a lead. Miller, the pass to Smith. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. There's a screen by Nurkic. 6 on the shot clock. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside. Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Abaji. He's scoreless. And the bucket is good.
There it is, the first basket of the half after missing their first 3 attempts.
Hornets leading by 7. Smith outside. And he drives in. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
A crafty finisher. Smith has a variety of ways he can finish a drive.
Abaji can't hit.
Trying to get it going. Only 1 for 5 to start the second half.
Smith left side. Got a piece of it. Pass to Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns. Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Smith passes to Williams. There's a screen by Nurkic. Williams' shot is good. Williams has gotten his first bucket of the night.
For Williams, those inside points are critical. I mean, I think he's most effective when he's getting points everywhere.
Pass to Boucher.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
And there's the foul. It's on Grant Williams. That's foul number 2 for him. The Hornets making a switch here. Man's checked in.
Substitution on the court.
Dick, the pass to Ingram. Rebounded by Nurkic.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
1:46 left in the third. On the wing man, covered by Ingram. Tipped out of bounds as Charlotte keeps possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swap. You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Quickly is checked in for Toronto. Nurkic's shot is good.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
The 3 from Quickly. It's rebounded by Charlotte. It's Williams, high post. He's working on Pirtle. Here's Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments. You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet. A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
Williams passes to Nurkic. The kick out to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Nurkic a screen on Boucher. And he lobs it up to the rim. It's stolen by Pirtle. Here's Dick. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Ingram. Dick's got his first basket.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Man, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Man. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass. Man's gotten his second bucket on the night.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint. Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Boucher a screen on Smith. Quickly from outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Charlotte in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass. For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Josh Okogie is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Miller on the wing, guarded by Dick. Clock at 6. Ball passes to Miller. Oh, rejected by Pirtle.
Wonderful anticipation that time from Pirtle, positioning himself perfectly to send that one back.
Pirtle with a screen on Miller. And it's Dick off the drive. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league. Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
And he drops the first.
You know, we all know about the flair and sizzle to LaMelo Ball's game. The highlight reel plays, all of that is great, but I also like the fact that he's got great length at the point guard position, which presents a lot of problems at both ends.
Mark Williams, he's checked in for Charlotte. Kicks it to Quickly. Takes a 3. Pure from 3-point range.
And when Pirtle sees a guy on his team open, he finds him right away, whipping that pass there directly.
Ball against Barnes. Ball no good. Raptors trail by 10. Quickly, right side. And with that one, the deficit trimmed to single digits. Quickly's got 9 points here in the second half.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Ball finds Bridges. The kick out to Ball. Pass to Okogie. The 3 is up. Barnes with the rebound. Ball with a steal. To the paint. And Williams punches it home.
Yeah, LaMelo relishes every chance he gets to drop a dime like that.
Outside Barnes. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Ball. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense. And they've also been ferocious inside, really taking advantage in the painted area and making good on those chances. And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays. If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Robbed. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. The 3 from Ball. And the Hornets, another 3.
Defense must honor Ball's three-point shot. He's more than ready to snipe away if you give him the opportunity to do so.
Outside Barnes. 4-3. Ball with the rebound. And Here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. It's stolen by Barnes. And now the Raptors on the break. Ingram fires from way outside. And again, no good by Toronto. Miller outside. Ball passes to Bridges. Ball taking his time here. Just 5 on the clock. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. Pass to Williams. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Raptors trail by 13.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Hornets.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they have an edge in the season series at 2-1, with one more game to follow against this team.
They've got one more game left against them, and there's no doubt they'll use this as a jumping-off point to take another game off them later in the year. At least that's the plan.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for LaMelo Ball.
And I love his composure. He didn't try to do too much or force things, but he was ready to take advantage of every opening the defense gave him.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
Offensive rebound.
I like watching Barnes challenge defenses like this, earning these calls in the process.
Team foul.
Good on the first, and that brings him within 10.
Scotty Barnes.
Both free throws good from Barnes. 27 seconds left in the game.
And a two-handed jam! And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Miller against Pirtle. Miller, the pass to Williams. Here's Miller. And it's good. And so Charlotte takes this one by a big margin. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yeah, so true. They put on a show here at home, and I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence.
Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Oh, well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Grady Dick is out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Ingram in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Hawks hitting on the board first. The shot's good from Quickly.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now, here is Young. Johnson with a screen on Quickly. 5 to shoot. And Barnes sends it back.
Oh, tremendous defense there from Barnes. That 7'2" wingspan coming in handy.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for Toronto. Pass to Barnes. Lets it go with the 3. It's up and it's off the mark. He's for 1. Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. It makes defending a much easier prospect.
Well, this is something that Ingram has really worked on. And you see the results there with the perfect pass.
Johnson outside. Young from outside. And Pirtle pulls it down.
Far from an ideal start, only 1 for 5. Let's see if they can turn it around.
And taken away by Johnson. Pass to Rizachet. Some solid defense from Pirtle. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Dick passes to Pirtle. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Pulls it up. Rebound, Atlanta. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, they were coughing it up all over the place. For whatever reason, they could not find the handle.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on. Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players.
And as he gets more experience in the league, Rizachet will improve the attack.
Pirtle with a screen on Young. Quickly against Young. From downtown. And Emmanuel Quickly hits from deep. Quickly's got 9 points.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
And here is Quickly. Following the three-pointer by Trae Young. That one drops for him. He's got 11.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Pirtle with a screen on Young. Quickly with a wide open look. His three-pointers off the mark. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Atlanta. Trailing by 2. Daniels, no good. The Raptors have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Young with the steal. Johnson inside. Hurdles there, and there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Young.
Yeah, he's a terrific distributor. When you leave someone open on Young's team, he's going to find it.
Quickly kicks to Barnes. Pirtle with a screen on Johnson. Barnes passes to Pirtle. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Young against Quickly, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Scotty Barnes picks one up.
Young is so good at drawing contact. Defenders have to be very disciplined guarding him.
And the second free throw, good. Quickly against Young. Quickly kicks to Barnes. Ingram setting a pick for Barnes. What a performance for Emmanuel Quickly. He has been the story for the Raptors. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
The front court is Rizachet and Johnson. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the center position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. And this past offseason, Stan, was pivotal for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they've been at a crossroads, Kevin, every offseason since their Eastern Conference Finals run in 2021. But after missing out on the playoffs last season, changes seemed inevitable.
The Hawks trail by 3. Young with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. Pass to Rizachet. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Rizachet's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, Rizachet has decent size, and he uses it well that time to put points on the board.
Quickly the pass to Pirtle. And it's Rizachet with the rebound. Here's Young. Rejected by Ingram.
Well, he's one of the longest wings in the league, and right there, putting that reach to good use.
And Trae Young hits from deep. Young's got 9.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
A 3 from Quickly. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And here's Quickly for 3. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. From deep. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And it's Quickly missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Okongwu, a 3-pointer is right on target. 5 points in the game. So, Stan, you started in the NBA back in the mid-90s. How is coaching different from, say, now to back then?
Wow, Kevin, it's just so different and in so many ways. The players have gotten better. Bigger, faster, more skilled. There's more coaches on a staff. Strength coaches have increased in volume and in influence, so there's less practice. Everything now has to be done differently.
Everything is bigger, isn't it?
It really is.
And Young, here we go. 3-pointer, Daniels. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound in this one. Quickly looking it over. There's 1:38 left to play here in the second quarter. Young with the steal. Slams it in.
And this kid, Ricochet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did. A wiry athlete, Jalen Johnson, 2 loud points. Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Hung outside, beyond the arc. Another shot. And there's the nice layup by Okongwu. Now it's a 6-point Hawks lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Quickly. 18 points for him. Pass to Dick. And again, Toronto no luck. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Here's Daniels, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Well, Daniels is a tall guard, and he can get up with the best of them.
Barnes screen on Okongwu. Ingram finds Barnes. Jake with it. He has yet to score. Pass to Quickly. A floater. Headshot off. And so it's Atlanta in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Fellas, he's been playing with some serious gusto.
Gusto? Is that a type of pasta?
No, Gus.
And returning our attention to this game, an impressive first half for the Atlanta Hawks.
There's a toughness to trade.
And that'll do it for half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Nice performance by Emmanuel Quickly.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got Walter. Barrett is out there with Robinson. And it's Mobo in at the 4. Here's Niang. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Pass to Shed. Drains the three-pointer. Shed's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Raptors.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Wallace outside. Back to Capella. Over Robinson. And Capella the bucket on the assist by Wallace. And the Hawks lead by 7.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Shed. Wallace covering. Walter can't get it to go. The Hawks leading by 7. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Here's Shed. An easy 2 points on the layup. Shed's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
Here's Wallace. Pass to man. Now here's LeVert. 6 to shoot, and he jams it with authority.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Walter. Nailed from three-point land.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's Wallace. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Raptors trail by 6. Here's Barrett. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
From past the arc. Again, Wallace missing. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Mobo can't hit. And so LeVert will bring it up for Atlanta. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. There's the triple. Alter pulls it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Shed. Wallace covering. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the third. There's the pick. Clock at 6. Right side Robinson. Rebounded by Capella.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Driving inside. Toronto grabs the miss. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Atlanta leading by 4. Here's Mann. Drops in the tray. Mann's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Mobo gets the basket.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Here's LeVert. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
What a great touch on that shot from LeVert. Even the foul can't interrupt the rhythm of his mechanics.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Okongwu's checked in for Capella. Jalen Johnson comes in for George Niang. Reza Shea, he's checked in for Mann. Young is subbed in for Wallace. And Okongwu slams it in.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Quickly. 18 points for him. Hands it from downtown. Quickly's got 21.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
It could go. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Hawks. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talk.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. LeVert out there with Trae Young. And it's Reza Shea in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
Well, if you're free in the pick and roll, Young will find you.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Hawks.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, boy, they just jump at it.
LeVert the pass to Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
And all-around threat. LeVert is skilled at sizing up defenses and exploiting them in that pick and roll.
Quickly kicks to Pirtle. A three from Barnes. To the paint. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Riesige sets the screen for Johnson. Over Barnes. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Here's Okongwu. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 6th rebound on the night. Barnes. Pass to Pirtle. And here is Quickly. Defended by Young. Quickly the pass to Dick. No good on the 3. The Hawks leading by 7. Here's Young, and there's the drive. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist.
One of the elite scorers in this league. Trae Young with another big night. He is relentless.
Barnes screen on LeVert. A 3 from Quickly. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Young kicks to Johnson. Young against Quickly. Young left side. Back to LeVert. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
Pirtle sets the pick for Ingram. Back to Pirtle. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. 6 points for Jakob Pirtle.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Johnson with a screen on Quickly. Prince Johnson. That time on the assist by Young. Young's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pirtle with the ball. He's picked up by LeVert. The shot's good from Quickly.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Here's LeVert. Count it. And the Hawks lead by 8.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
To the middle. Riesige with the steal. And Young kicks to LeVert. And they're on the break. Here's Ingram, and the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Well, that's his game. Ingram is so comfortable on the catch and shoot.
Here's Young, drives to the hoop. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Ingram.
Well, just huge points there from Ingram. His length is so often an advantage in those situations.
Shot's good from Young. Young's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Okongwu's shot is good.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
Goes up on the wing. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the play.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
He takes it in, and the dunk by Riesige.
Yeah, if you give Riesige a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
And here are the Raptors now. Here's Quickly, and there's a nice one-handed slam. Now Young, over Quickly. Young's shot is off. Barnes passes to Quickly. Ingram outside. And here's Barnes for 3. Can't hit that one. So it's Atlanta with the W, probably a little closer than they would have liked. Thank you, David. And that about wraps it up. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy.
goal right now, and that's to have a strong start to the season.
No question, B.A. And that could be tough to achieve for teams that might have a new coach. Or if you had a lot of roster changes, teams with continuity tend to have the advantage to start the season.
So the Hornets starting five. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Josh Okogie is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Williams in at the 5. Now here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Yeah, you can see the impressive vertical of LaMelo. This guy gets to the cup and slams it home.
Young with the bucket.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Ball against Okongwu. And Ball throws it down.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Boy, it's incredible how much explosive scoring ability can come from the lead guard position. That is a big-time play.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. Well, Doris, one thing about LaMelo Ball, not many true point guards walking around at 6'7".
B.A., the length of a forward and yet one of the most prolific playmakers in the game today. That gives a coach a lot of versatility and options with one individual player.
Young, the pass to Okongwu. Here's Daniels. Buries it from 3.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
Okongwu against Ball. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. And a miss there on the triple. The Hawks have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Here's Okongwu. The Hornets pull it in. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
If they want to beat these guys this time, they have to do better on the glass. That was their undoing.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
And that one good. Johnson's gotten his second bucket.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Here's Ball. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Off to a fantastic start. He's 4 for 5. Watch out.
Here's Daniels, guarded by Miller. Daniels misses. Charlotte has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Here's Ball. Okongwu with the rebound. The Hawks have gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Kept alive. Daniels. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the evening. And the free throw, no good. And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
Rizachet, no good. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Trailing by 2. Williams with the screen. Here's Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
You combine strength, athleticism, unbelievable hops. Miles Bridges, yes, sir.
Young. The layup misses.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Bridges right side. Williams with the screen. Bridges on the attack. And it's Bridges with the jam.
There is an authority, a purposefulness when Miles Bridges decides to drive the basketball. I don't think the defense wants any part of him there.
For Charlotte, they've got 6 of 10 attempts to fall. Ball outside. 1:07 left in the opening quarter. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Now here's Ball. He's got 12.
And adding to this lead right now. riding a wave of momentum.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Here's Riza-Shea. To halt the run. Nice D from Bridges.
It's hard for them to cut into this lead when he's firing zeros. All period, he's been so cold.
Ball, and Ball throws it down.
What an electrifying game by LaMelo Ball. Is anyone more exciting than this young guy?
And Williams over to help. And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Ball passes to Bridges. This one for three. The shot comes out. LaMelo Ball getting it done for the Hornets. He was dominant this quarter. Score. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from Charlotte?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
This is how the floor looks for the Hornets starting the second. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Yusuf Nurkic is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie in at the three, small forward. Hawks trail by 9. Well, Grant, aside from making the East Finals in 2021, how would you assess Trae Young's teams?
Well, they're always solid offensive teams. But Trae is the type of player that you need to surround with defensive-minded guys, and he hasn't really had that.
Pass to Riza-Shea. Here's Daniels. From deep, Johnson.
Well, you can see the strength that Miles Bridges brings to the defensive end of the floor. That is nice defense.
Bridges, a screen on Okongwu. Here's Ball. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. It's on Onyeka Okongwu.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
And that one falls for Ball. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on the team, but not every vet wants to accept the mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that. So strong at the rim. That'll serve Daniels well here in this league.
Here's Ball going inside, and Ball throws it down.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Now here's Okongwu. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Young from long range. The rebound by Bridges. Hornets leading by 11. Ball taking his time here. LaMelo down the lane. Pass to Okogie. It's Bridges on the wing. Gets the 3 ball to go. Bridges has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I tell you, the ability to act quickly, to get your shot up as soon as you make the catch, that's beautifully done by Bridges.
Okongwu, a screen on Ball. And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's his first foul of the game. Man, he's checked in for Charlotte. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Young with a physical finish inside.
Courageous play by Young. I mean, he goes inside and gets past the contact to his shot.
Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Atlanta. Following this one, they host the Trailblazers. That'll be the second of a 2-game stretch at home. The Hornets have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Here's Bridges. And he can't get that one. Johnson with the defensive effort. And Young has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. A 12-point game. Here's Daniels. Again, Atlanta.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Outside man. Miller outside. Back to man. Lets it fly from 18. Here's Nurkic. Second chance shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. Nurkic has gotten his first points of the night.
Well, Nurkic throwing his big weight around on the offensive glass right there. Go to work, Big Nurk.
Young can't hit.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down. Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Charlotte leading by 12. Here's Okogie. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Young on the drive. He's got it. 3 for 7 now.
The quicks off Trae Young. He gets to the rim at will. Better come with help side defense.
Here's Mann. He drains that one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Now here's Mann. Pass to Bridges. And that's his 4th bucket of the game in 7 attempts.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Daniels misses. The Hornets have gotten 5 of their first 11 shots to fall here in the second quarter. There's a screen by Nurkic. Okogie, the pass to Nurkic. The rebound by Atlanta. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Risache. Lays it up and banks it in.
It's always good to see Risache mixing it up down low.
Okogie on the wing, covered by Johnson. Okogie on the wing. No made baskets yet. The shot no good. From deep 3-point range. That one doesn't drop. And that concludes the first half. Charlotte on top. They lead by 12. Well, now we have some time to check in with that. Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
When I look at Atlanta, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And now breaking down the first half we saw, what can you say about LaMelo Ball? He's putting on a show.
And one of the league's
Thanks for tuning in.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. You look at LaMelo Ball in this game. He's been everywhere.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Karis LeVert, then it's Terrence Mann, and it's Wallace in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Quinn Snyder. Here's Niang. Sinks the tray. Niang's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Defensive mix-up there. He's the last guy you want to leave open.
Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes.
Well, the best way to respond to a 3 is with your own 3. Miles Bridges have at it.
LeVert with the ball, and Bridges picks him up defensively, and stolen by Williams. Jeffries, the pass to Miller. Here's Simpson, watched by Wallace. Here's Jeffries. He's scoreless, and he banks in the layup.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Now here's Mann, tightly guarded. Here's Capella. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
Substitution on the board.
LeVert goes against Miller. Pass to Wallace. Just 5 on the clock. The Hawks need to get one up here. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Stolen. Man with it. Guarded by Smith. Here's Capella. And it's Capella with the jam.
Another dunk in the career of Clint Capella. And he's got a lot of them.
Smith right side. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. Wallace outside. Oh, they get a hand on it. Oh, stolen by Smith. He goes up. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Yeah, Smith has some bunnies on him. Gets off the floor fast to slam it down.
Wallace with it. He's against Smith. Down low. The ball's knocked loose. It's good.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Hornets leading by 14. Doris, one thing you can say about Caris LeVert, he knows how to seize an opportunity.
And the thing about it, BA, is it doesn't matter if that opportunity comes when he's being a starter or when he's coming off the bench. His mindset is, my skill set is score, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
Here's Miller. Soft touch off the glass. Miller's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
Here's LeVert. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. He's getting his first free throw attempts of the night now. Free throw good. LeVert, a big group substitution here for Charlotte. Diabate's checked in for Williams. Moore comes in for Green. Man, he's checked in for Miller. And it's Ball in for Smith.
Well, it's no secret, guys, that Caris LeVert can flat out score the basketball. I think the key for him moving forward, just become more and more efficient because the ability is there.
Are you serious? That is some power from a point guard.
Oh, I love backcourt players with some ups.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Hornets.
The fearlessness they've shown going strong inside has been impressive. The defense hasn't been very effective against them.
Also, they've been living in the lane. They're getting the ball in close, and it's had a devastating impact all game long.
Pass to Wallace. Now Capella. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Wallace's shot is good.
You know, one thing that has stood out tonight is his scoring. You know, he's kept attacking even when they've been trailing.
Ball passes to man. And he's going for the oop here. Oh, it's stolen by LeVert. Wallace's shot is good. Wallace has got 8.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
They grab their own miss. Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position for the putback there.
And I like how he doesn't think twice about pass. And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. Charlotte on top, up by 16. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
And from the 2-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hornets. They've got LaMelo Ball. Grant Williams out there with Smith. Then there's Trey Mann. And it's Nurkic in at the 5, down low. To the inside. Here's Rizachet. That's in! Coming off an assist from Young. Rizachet's got 4 points this quarter. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Hornets. They led by as many as 18. Outside man. Williams with the screen. And that one's good, man. And the Hornets lead by 16.
That is a really pretty finish. Just gently dropped in the finger roll.
To the middle. Here's Rizachet. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
Showcasing his athleticism. Plays like this are why you gotta be excited about Rizachet's future in this league.
Ball into the lane. Smith left side. Ball against Okongwu. 5 to shoot. There's a screen by Nurkic. Here's Smith. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Young.
And I love watching Smith challenge the defense and getting the foul in the process.
The Hornets are in the midst of a playoff drought. Their last appearance was 2015, Doris.
Yeah, B.A., that's the longest active streak in the league, not something you love to be associated with. And listen, like other organizations, they've hit on some draft picks, they've missed on some draft picks. A lot of the problem has been injuries that have plagued this organization.
Pass to Williams. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth now. Bridges outside. The 3 is up. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Daniels. From outside, off the mark. Hornets leading by 14. Ball outside. Wide open. Drained it for 2 points. Ball's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, just take what the defense gives you. If they concede the mid-range, LaMelo says, I like that shot.
Young misses. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. Ball no good. The Hawks have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And you see player training methods, Grant, a lot more than just running and getting shots up.
And you know, B.A., what interests me, players not just training their bodies better than ever, but also their minds. They're working on hand-eye coordination drills and just all kinds of stuff to enhance their reflexes.
Ball against Young. Miller outside. Back to Ball.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Bridges, a screen on Young. Here's Ball. They shoot again. Bridges passes to Williams. Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Yeah, what a look. I mean, Young, a high-level passer.
And Ball gets it to go.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Hornets.
Boy, this was one physical game, guys.
They obviously felt that was an advantage of theirs coming in, and they were able to be relentless inside as a result.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for LaMelo Ball.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Like a lot of smaller guys, there's a real ferocity to Trae Young's game. He's willing to scrap to get what he wants.
Free throws good. Young. And both free throws good for Young. Here are the Hornets with the ball. They led by as many as 18. The 3 from Ball. Rebounded by Johnson. Now here's Okongwu. And he drains the quick shot. Ball against Okongwu. Shot from the top of the key. And Ball gets it to go. Ball's got 34 points.
What a performance tonight. Getting a win like this on the road is such a boost.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Here's Ball. Out to Bridges. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. Okogie's shot is off. And so Charlotte takes this one by a big margin. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed.
different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Bridges out there with Mark Williams. And it's Okogie in at the 3. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Williams. And Williams drops them both.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now, here's Quickly. Count that one.
In an instant, Quickly saw the opening, didn't hesitate.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Here's Quickly, following the score by Charlotte. Pass to Ingram. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Bridges outside. There's a good screen. Here he goes. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
That's what a star talent does. If Bridges wants to fulfill his potential, he's got to attack. Use that quick first step. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's Ball. Following the basket by Scotty Barnes. Second shot opportunity. Williams. And Williams throws it down.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
And they pick up 2. Quickly's got his second basket of the night.
Working inside quickly with good spatial awareness, sensing all things around him.
Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Toronto with the ball, following the bucket by the Hornets. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. 2024, Brent, was a momentous year for Scotty Barnes. His first All-Star appearance.
Well, Kevin, an amazing accomplishment for such a young player, but it feels like we're just scratching the surface. There's been so much exploratory with Scotty Barnes. What I'm interested in the maturation process is when Scotty makes winning the most important thing, where he's pushing his teammates and taking on responsibility. That's when he's going to cross over into superstar.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Quickly the pass to Ingram. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter, and it's good for 2.
Now, we know Scotty's working on that shot. I like him getting inside, though. That's where he can use that touch.
That's tipped. Ingram with it, and it's Miller picking him up. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
Out to Miller. Barnes against Ball. 1:02 left in the first. Shot clock at 6. Here's Miller, and Miller throws it down hard.
Now, how about this move by Miller, using the pick and roll to create some space for himself?
Barnes finds Dick. Now, quickly. Barnes sets a screen for Quickly. Inside, Bridges with the steal. And it's Miller with the jam.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Bridges sets the screen for Miller. Outside Williams. Driving to the basket. And he uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got 6.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
They get it back. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's Okogie. Off with the layup. And so it's Charlotte going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percent. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Charlotte.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're driving at will on the defense, just taking whatever they want.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Nurkic is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. Dick with the steal. And now here comes Robinson leading the break. And it's quickly missing.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Aggressive, just an attacker. Bridges wants the rock, especially near the rim.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The 2022 Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes, GA. He had a terrific rookie year, as we know. His second year may have fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit stagnant for Scotty, but man, he had a monster third year, making his first All-Star game. The playmaking of Barnes especially took a leap.
Ball with the bucket.
And he's really a smart offensive player. You have to respect Ball's strong sense for when to take that jumper.
Ingram passes to Robinson. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Ingram's got 3 assists tonight.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Down low. Ball against Barnes. Ball feeling it out a bit. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Quickly kicks to Barnes. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And Quickly, not just a scorer, he's also solid at finding teammates.
Ball dishes to Nurkic. Back to Ball. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Dick. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
The drive by Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And there's never been a question about LaMelo's handles. There's a lot he can do with the ball in his hands.
And that one's good. Ingram.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Ball kicks to Nurkic. Outside Ball. And he's good on the 3 ball. Ball's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
And stolen by Miller. Here's Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Tries from 16, and another basket for Toronto. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Ball, the pass to Okogie. Back to Ball. Screen by Nurkic. And Ball slams it in.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
Robinson a screen on Ball. A three from Quickly. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Charlotte making some changes. Williams comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Trey Mann in for Ball. And that one, good. Quickly's got 17.
It feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Man with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Such a wide open look.
Just a proven threat from beyond, and Bridges has a good feel for when to fire him from there.
Ingram outside. Bridges with some nice defense. Hornets leading by 7. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Offensive rebound. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. There's the lob to Bridges. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Good anticipation from this crafty wingman. Bridges enjoys taking chances and going for the alley-oop.
3 seconds left. Oh!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. LaMelo Ball getting it done for Charlotte. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Hey, these guys are a bunch of artists, man. You know why? They live for the paint.
Oh, that joke was...
Okay, so now let's talk about... Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
This is why the best athletes in the world play this game. If he finds a hole, he rips through and throws it down.
They've got R.J. Barrett. Walter out there with Robinson. And it's Mobo in at the power forwards position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Pass to Walter. From the arc. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Miller with a wide open look. A 3-pointer off the mark. Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Barrett. Williams with the block. They get it back. Here's Mobo. And he goes in for the dunk.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Man gets the bucket.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but It's importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
He was all alone on that one. Hornets leading by 10. Williams kicks to Bridges. Into the lane, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
Back to Robinson. Williams with the block. And here they come. Here's Jeffries. Mobo with the rebound. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Fires from deep and stolen by Miller. Here's Mann. Miller dishes to Williams. Shoots from 12. Here's Jeffries. Nails the baby hook. Jeffries got the lead up to 14 now for the Hornets.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now. And checking out some numbers for Barrett. A very nice season for him last year. Around 20 points per game last season. 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home, when a star player is playing this well, those MVP chants come raining down.
Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. To the inside. Here's Diabate. And they'll turn over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Raptors.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, improving dialogue between players and officials is a priority. Commissioner Silver says, now with high-fidelity audio, we're all able to hear a lot of what's being said. Now we have to take into account the high-stress environment. But there has to be a two-way sense of respect. I feel it's an area where we can make progress. Kevin?
You know, the commissioner's always looking ahead and looking at every area, which is great for the game. Man gets the bucket.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another. Now, that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
And Miller throws it down hard.
Yeah, powering through the foul there. Miller showing some serious intensity.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Raptors trail by 17, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic.
I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
Charlotte making a switch here. Curry's checked in, and it's quickly missing.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Three-pointer, and it's quickly missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Curry attacking. That one goes. Count it. Curry's got his first bucket of the night.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Trying to make Barnes work for it, but defensively, you have to be disciplined.
And this will be his second and third shots to the line here.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
Green kicks to Smith. Nurkic setting the pick for Smith. And the dunk by Smith.
Smith thrives getting the ball inside and scoring around the cup.
Pass to Walter. Robinson left side. And he banks in the layup.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
For Charlotte, they have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. The first one falls.
Shooting for Charlotte, Smith.
Both free throws good from Smith. Here's Shed. And a miss there off the inbound. And so it's Charlotte holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got, we've got Jusuf Nurkic. Trey Mann is out there with ball. Then it's Williams. And it's Smith in at the small forward position.
Inside, Barnes knows he has to fully commit. You don't finish against contact by going in there with half the effort.
Pass to Mann. And an intentional foul right there. Brent is a guy who has played with winning teams, been in terrific cultures, and currently in one with the Spurs. What do you think is more important, team culture or raw talent?
Well, I believe in the culture carrying teams to a championship, but you can't do that without talent. So it's got to be a blend of both, Kevin, in order for your team to perform at its highest level. Culture comes first.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Williams finds ball. Back to Williams. And a miss there on the triple. Raptors shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. Charlotte leading by 22. Smith the pass to Williams. Nurkic with it. Back to Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-handed.
Guys, straight power there. Straight power. Jake with it. He's against Smith. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Nick Smith.
And you look at Grady Dick's physical gifts, and you see it's all there. Size, length, careful training, and hard work could make him into something special.
Okogie's checked in for the Hornets. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
And how about Jakob Poeltl, the big man out there running the floor and getting rewarded.
A second chance effort, and Ball with the lay-in. Ball's got 19 points.
Just looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Barnes can't get it to go. Hornets leading by 22. The kick out to Williams. Smith outside.
Get through, get through, get through.
In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great ball, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the result.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
They grab their own miss. Out to Smith. Outside Williams. 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Williams has got 4 points this quarter. The Raptors have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Quickly the pass to Ingram. Barnes down low. He's guarded by Williams. And it's Ingram missing. And now here's Nurkic. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They lead by 24, their biggest margin.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Hornets.
One of the areas that has been critical for them, the second chance points we've seen from them tonight.
A huge factor in this one, Kevin. The hustle on the offensive glass, the willingness to go after those rebounds, that was key.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LaMelo Ball.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot heat.
Ingram just letting it rip right now on the offensive end.
Smith inside. Dick defending. Williams a screen on Barnes. Ball. And Ball slams it in.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Here's Smith. Goes back up. Here's Nurkic. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, when Nurkic goes across the lane there, hard to get him out of the way, and he collects the offensive rebound.
Right side, Ball. And that one, good.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Here's Ingram. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking.
opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the small forward position. Now here's Barnes. Misses the layup. Outside Young. Up and in on the layup.
Yeah, you love to see that. Really solid stuff from Young in close.
Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Here's Young. Banked it in off the glass. Young's got his second basket of the game.
Now, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Ingram into the lane. Pass to Dick. Back to Ingram. Just 5 to shoot. Okongwu with the rebound. After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive, too.
Pass to Quickly. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes.
Yeah, passing is a real skill of Barnes. He will make smart choices with the ball.
Stolen by Quickly. And a fast break now for the Raptors. Yes, it's good.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Now here's Young. We saw him with 19 his last time out. Let's send it out to Allie LaForce, who caught up with head coach Darko Rajakovic. Allie?
I asked him about how difficult it is to game plan for someone like Trae Young, and coach said to me, I told our players to play up on him. The more he moves and runs around, the more likely he is to get into a rhythm, so we need to stay aggressive against him. Sounds like this might be a very physical game, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Pass to Risache. Young against Barnes. Clock at 6. Oh, it's blocked by Barnes.
Yeah, racing the shot. Barnes saw it coming and gets there to knock it away.
Outside Ingram. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Barnes, it's good.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. It's a 5-point game. Johnson a screen on Quickly. Young inside, guarded by Quickly. Here's Johnson. They can't stop the run with that one.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Now here's Ingram. Still no points. Hurdle up top. Outside Dick. The 11-footer. The shot by Pirtle, no good. Hawks trail by 7. Pass to Daniels. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Get it, young fella. Dyson Daniels has a lot of tools, showing his hops on that one.
Outside Dick. Another shot. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Toronto shooting their first foul shot of the night. 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Hey, if I'm in their shoes, I go for it.
Count the basket.
So strong at the rim. That'll serve Daniels well here in this league.
The 3 from Quickly. The rebound by Atlanta. Last time they met in Atlanta.
They got crushed the last time they faced this team, and they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah, they were coughing it up all over the place. For whatever reason, they could not find the handle.
Here's Riza. Turned in an outstanding game against Milwaukee. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Yeah, great look for Riza. Close in, gets it done.
It's quickly with a drive. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. Eight seconds left to play in the first. And that one's good. Ingram.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the three ball.
And a deep three from Young. Can't connect from long distance. And so it's the Toronto Raptors leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Raptors.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Well, I've also really loved watching them connect from the in-between areas. I mean, they're finding ways to do damage consistently from there.
Emmanuel quickly is out there with Grady Dick. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Barnes. And it's Robinson in at the center position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. And during the first few seasons of Emmanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Greg.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
A nice shot by Young.
Yeah, there's Trae Young getting it done inside.
Okongwu against Quickley. It's Robinson, high post. And a big finish by Robinson.
And sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here, hanging up there like that. Okongwu, no good.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Screen by Robinson. On the wing, Grady Dick. Again, the Raptors good for 2 more.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Johnson a screen on Quickley. Inside. The shot by Johnson, no good. Raptors lead by 12. To the paint. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Fearless from Young inside.
If you give him any sort of space, he's going to attack.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing. Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Quickly uses the glass to finish the layup. Quickly's got 9.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Yeah, what a look. I mean, Young, a high-level passer.
From the wing. And it's Toronto with another.
Yeah, and it seems like he's getting more comfortable with each bucket.
Here's Young. Rebound, Toronto. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Barnes with a screen on Okongwu. Robinson against Okongwu. Here's Barnes. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And so far, there's been tremendous cohesion offensively this quarter.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Yeah, this guy is so key for this team. Barnes with so many valuable minutes night in and night out.
To the inside. Ooh, went in there strong and tried to power it down. But he drew the contact, and he'll head to the line. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
And that's a clever foul choice. I mean, cuts off the dunk and sends him to the stripe.
And he makes both free throws. And out on the wings, Zach Rizachet has so many things scouts are looking for these days.
Yeah, B.A., this guy has tremendous potential as a two-way threat. Great length, good athleticism, and his jump shot could be elite.
Young from long range. Johnson a screen on quickly. Here's Young driving inside, and he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
One of the elite scorers in this league. Trae Young with another big night. He is relentless.
Now here's quickly. He's got 13. 52 seconds left in the second quarter. And here's a Kongwu for 3. And it's Boucher with the rebound. Toronto leading by 14. Outside Ingram. Out to the right wing. Boucher outside. Pass to quickly. Boucher outside. Fires away from way outside. Rebound Toronto.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Got a hand on it. There's Young with the 3. They get it again. Doesn't go that time. The 3 from quickly. And so we've reached the end of the first half of play. Toronto out in front. They lead by 14. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
23.
And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
So it's like from the backcourt.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Toronto Raptors. And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Emmanuel quickly with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's been so disruptive defensively in the first half. His fast hands pick plenty of pockets.
And because of that, I expect to see a huge emphasis on ball control moving forward.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder. George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Karis LeVert. Then it's Terrence Mann. And it's Wallace in at the point. Now here's LeVert. Yep, count it. LeVert's got his first basket.
This is all you can do if you're the defense. LeVert is excellent at gutting his way through physical coverage.
Pass to Mobo. Now here's Robinson. Watched by Wallace. 6 on the shot clock. Mobo can't hit. Hawks trail by 12. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. They get the rebound. Capella. And that one's good. A nice job on the glass as they picked up 2 on the second effort.
Yeah, a difference maker on the glass. Capella has been doing this for a long time.
Walter can't get it to go.
That halftime break didn't seem to do them any favors. Starting off the second half with 3 straight misses.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, guys, drawing charges is an art. The Warriors' Brandon Podziemski led the league last season, and he said, I'm not going to jump with anybody at the rim and block them. This is another form of rim protection. And Brian, while some have labeled them dangerous and called for charges to be taken out of the game, they remain a winning play.
Yeah, that's a good point, Allie. Thanks. And they get it back. Pass to Shed. They set the pick. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Mobo can't hit.
Scoreless in their first 5 attempts since halftime. It's getting ugly. This is anyone's game now, and they have the momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy, but a rally like this is how you do it.
Now here's Barrett. He's guarded by man. Outside Barrett. Pass to Shed. On the break. Here's Capella. And it's Capella with the jam.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
And they're still in front, but they desperately needed that hoop to sustain the advantage.
Stan, you're the son of a coach. Your dad was a great coach at the collegiate level. What was the best advice you ever received from him?
Well, Brian, the one that has always stuck with me is he told me in my first season, if you think you've got all the answers, it's only because you don't know all the questions. And I think that's true in everything, not just basketball.
A line change here for Toronto.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
We've got 1:55 left in the third. LeVert outside. Here's Niang. That misses. Had a chance to tie it.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
And it's Dick off the drive. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Barnes has got 3 assists now. Now in this one.
Nice idea by Grady Dick. I mean, he put the ball on the floor, and I think that'll open things up for him.
Here's Barnes. Pirtle, the pass to Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Oh, a nice slam by the swingman Barnes. His athleticism is his greatest strength.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. So Toronto ends up going with a new group. We've got 1:08 left in the third. LeVert passes to Capella. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Capella's got 6 here in the quarter. Toronto leading by 5. Here's Shed. Yet to see a basket. And it's all from 3-point range. Wallace, right side. And he comes up with a bucket.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Shed, that's good. Hawks trail by 5. From downtown. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Capella. And some changes here for the Raptors. Toronto has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Quickly deciding where to go with it. Shot from 12. Tried to bank it in, but it misses.
You'd like to let the clock run and take the final shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Oh, nice ball movement by LeVert. A welcome sign for this team.
The 3 from Quickly. Sends it home from 3-point land. Quickly's got 16 points now.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third. Both teams putting up some points. Raptors out in front. They lead by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Grady Dick out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Ingram in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Toronto.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And also, attacking in transition has been working for them. I mean, credit them for running the break well and being opportunistic.
Yeah, he can hit that. Nice shot there from Johnson to drop in the triple.
It's quickly with a drive. And the layup is good.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Young inside, guarded by Quickly. And that one's good. Young.
Overall, their shot selection has been much better here in the second half. We'll see if the rest of their game follows suit.
We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Quickly against Okongwu. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. That one on Young.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
That free throw, no good. And he can't hit the second.
And that's surprising. He's usually automatic at the free throw line.
Hawks trail by 4. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. Here's Rizachet. Fires for 3. They get it again. Now Barnes. Pass to Quickly. And he's going to the line for 2. The officials, and here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does.
Worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. He really emphasized rim protection. He said to his guys, I want us to cut down on the easy looks inside. No more of that. It's a simple ask that could have a big impact.
Thanks for that, Allie.
And crucially, he did enough there to make it a 2-possession game.
There's the screen by Johnson. Pass to Rizachet. It's tipped. That one drops for him.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
And so Quickly will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. At one point, they led by 16. Then Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly. Quickly's got assist number 5 here tonight. Hawks trail by 5. Shot from the low block. In deep, Johnson drops it in. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's a nice setup by Young. He reads the floor so well.
Quickly against Okongwu. Quickly passes to Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Oh my, just what they needed. Barnes with a crucial burst of offensive energy.
Here's Young. And counted. 8 of 14 now. He's rolling.
You see the trust Young's guys have in him. When they need a bucket, he gets it for them.
Quickly against Okongwu. And that one's good. Quickly's got 21 points in the game.
And trying to put the game away, he's been nails all evening.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
Outside Barnes. Ingram on the wing. 6 to shoot. Outside Barnes. Good chance here for Ingram. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Barnes has got his 4th assist with that last one.
Well, when you've got a reliable jump shot like Ingram does, you can shoot without hesitation.
On the wing quickly. Guarded by Young. Now here's Dick. Defense right on him. And he sinks it again. 7 of 7 from the field now.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Johnson.
Well, a risky pass there. And if you ask me, they're lucky that the defense didn't steal that one.
.36 seconds left in the final quarter. Quickly passes to Dick. Floats one. Kicks it to Quickly. Back to Pirtle. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. That one on Young. He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. Score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Barnes feeling it out a bit. Pass to Pirtle. He gets it in there. And so Toronto takes the win. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yeah, so true. They put on a show here at home. And I really